Welcome to Yeshiva Daf, Shir sponsor, learning Nishmas, I'm Yaakov Neva Sitzchok. We're holding Sanhedrin Daf Chavzayin, starting Daf Chavon with base, the last one Daf Chavon with base. More says Itmar, and we go to Chavzayin Ed Zoymim. We can maybe remember this because we mentioned this Sugi Maseches Bobakama. When Ed Zoymim becomes Ed Zoymim, you know what's Ed Zoymim? He lied, and someone said, I know you lied because you were with me. So when do you say that the Ed Zoymim becomes Pasul? When does it trigger the fact that he's out? Because Pasul from the beginning, from the time he testified, he lied. It's Pasul only going forward. What's the machlekes? He's a Rasha, he lied. I don't want a Rasha to be an 8. And because we believe this, we believe him. The what we believe the second Eidim, that the first one is considered to be an Ed Zoymim. So if that's the case, so then the din is that it's possible from the beginning. No, it's possible only from the time that the new Eidim came and said he's Ed Zoymim. Why? Ed Zoymim chidushu. When you have two Eidim come and say, we were there and this is what it was. Two other Eidim come and say, no, you were with us. Why do we trust the second one with the first one? What is it? It's Gzeras HaKosov. Gzeras HaKosov means that's what the Torah was paskin. In the Chabur El B'Shatz Chidush Ve'elach. You do for the Chidushon and none more. Ikedam, so say, Rabbi agrees to Abai, it's not a Chidush. As the Gemara in Makis says, not a Mamash a Chidush. A Chidush means, because the Torah just said that the first eight did not testify about themselves. The second eight testified about them, and the Torah said to accept that eight. So it's not so much of a Chidush. So therefore,
what's enough to mean?
If it becomes, well, what happens if in the middle he went and it became an 8 or something else?
What?
It became an 8 or something else. So let's say on Sunday he testified on Reuven on let's say a law. Shimon, and it's on Monday he testified on something else. On Tuesday he became a Zoyim. So do you say that the testimony on Monday is possible or no? It's possible only from Tuesday onwards. Yeah. The really shipper you puzzle him afraid. My time calling me Kamalabos. Why did he say only going forward? Because then the people that are purchasing the land, they will lose out. Because they're not going to know. They're going to trust this Eidos. So once you come and testify and say from here on, okay, but anybody in the middle, anybody that until they find out, you don't want anybody losing out. My benayu. So what's the chiluk? What's the chiluk between the two explanations? Let's say two Eidim testified against one. So therefore what? So then, it's not a chiddush. Why is it not a chiddush? So Taisus explained, to talk about, not there was 2 against 1, 2 against 1. It was only 2 against 1. You have Reuven and Shimon testified. Came Levi and Yehuda and said Reuven was with us. 2 against 1, who wins? 2. 1 is not an 8. One is not worth anything against 2. So then it's not a chiddush. Save the whole Svar of Rav because a chiddush, it's not a chiddush. But if the Svar of Rav is because you don't want the Lukuchas to lose, so then you say that is them. He brought the papi did like Rav. My brother show my chas kavasei da Abaye. Pascal Abaye. He chas kavasei da Abaye biyoel kagam. The halachas like Abaye in the 6 cases of yoel kagam. And this is one of them. Because what does Yol Kagam stand for? The Yud is Yushlo Midas. The Ayin is for Ed Zoymim here. The third one is Lech Yoyim Me'el Mesechas Eruvin, as Rashi says. The fourth one is Kiddush Lo Surah L'Biyah Mesechas Kiddushin. The fifth one is Gildas Beget, which is in Mesechas Gittin. And then the last one is the next one we're going to see right now, Mumar Chalevelus. So 2 out of the 6 are over here in this daf. So how the word goes on, what's the next one? Mumar Chalevelus Latovin. Now here's a big chiddush to come in this sugya. You have a mumar, you have a guy who says, I don't believe. Why? What do you mean he doesn't believe? He goes and he eats McDonald's. So why eat McDonald's? It's delicious. I love the meat, I love the cheese. I can't. You tell me not to eat McDonald's, I can't do it. So he's doing the Teovan. He's puzzled. Why is he puzzled? Because you say that he wants to do the right thing. But his taiva drives him crazy. So if so, money will also drive him crazy. You can persuade him easily. But lahachis, and this is the big chiddush. What's lahachis? He does it because he wants to cause an anger. In other words, he's doing it not because he's a te'avon. He's bedavka. Defiance. Abayam apostle or my kosher. Abayam apostle davli Russia. He's a Russian. Chwana Omar shel Russia eight. Rava my kosher. Russia the chomas beina. Listen to the unbelievable chiddush according to Rava. According to Rava, you have to have a Russia the chomas. What's a Russia the chomas? You need to be someone who's doing something for money. That's not money. So te'ava in his money. Again, the svar behind is what we said. He's easily persuaded. He's someone that if there's any indulgement, some benefit that he can get, he'll do it. Mumalachis, although according to Rav, he's a Russia, but he has principles. He's doing it because he has a principle. Doesn't mean for money you'll do something wrong. Says the Gemara Meisivei, Al tashed Rasha 8, Al tashed Hamas 8. Right? So it says, don't have a Rasha 8, and we should not have a Chomas 8, meaning a Gazlan. Elu Gazlanim, Umoyalim Bishvus. Someone who did a bad shvua. Ma'ila, the chat shvua shav, the chat shvua is money. What the shvua is shav? Shvua shav, he's doing a shvua, meaning he's swearing falsely. Shvua's moment means that he's doing a shvua of money. So what do you see over here? You see that what? You see that even something which is not money, you give a paisel. So what loy divi shvua's moment? Talk about money. My shvua is loshen rabim. Shvua is de'am. In general, he does shvuas on money, but it has to be money. So you see over here, Davka Gazloim Mavi Beribis, which is money. Tiyuvto Dabai Tiyuvto. Of course, this is Mamish, it's Tiyuvto Dabai. Says the Gemara, name a Ketanoi. What? Yeah, because you see, only money is become is possible. Says the Gemara, Lechor, name a Ketanoi. It's Chok Ketanoi. Eight Zoimim Pasul Lechol Torkulo Diver Amir. So Eid Zoim is possible to hold to it, as Rabbi says. Basically, Rabbi Zoim have a vendor which was only din in fashions. That's because was din in fashions. Who's din in mom is kosher din in fashions. So, according to Rameir, Eid Zoim is always possible. You have many years Zoim possible. Rezi says that was Zoim din in fashions, which is chomer. Din in mom is not. So one name Abaye Kirameir. That what anytime you do a psul, you become apostle. For Rav Rabbi Yossi, and Rav is like Rabbi Yossi, that what? The Rav holds like Rabbi Yossi, because Rav says it has to be something of money. Now, what do you mean? Look at Lashon Rashi. Abai Kamer, Ta'inai Mikul L'Chumer, Doichel Nevelos, Ra L'Shamayim, Ve'enu Ra L'Bris. Someone who eats treifel, he's doing something wrong between him and HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But not between anybody, he's not hurting any other person. Right? Someone who's testifying falsely is damaging his friend and HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So because of Nevelois, he becomes possible at his moment. So Abaye is the one who takes the extra leap. He says once a person becomes a person does something wrong, he's possible for everything. So that's like a man. For Rav Kabiyasi that says no, he's possible for Eid Zayim, doesn't mean he's possible for everything else. Says the Gemara, Abai Kamer Dom Amir Mikul L'Chumra. You go Mikul L'Chumra. For Rav Dom Kabiyasi Dom Mikul L'Kul Amir Mikul L'Chumra L'Aminon. If you have a chumradik thing, then you make Eid Zayim. Cool or not? So according to Abiyasi, everybody agrees that what? That Abiyasi says you go Mikul L'Kul and Mikul L'Chumra. So that goes like the shita of a Rabbi. I mean that goes like Rav, not like Abaye. But Kipliga leave it there, man. Abaye Kermer, very clearly, because Abaye holds once you become positive, you become positive of everything. For all that, can become also like Ed Zoimim the Momoin to Rashmai Viralabis. Not talking about a regular Zoimim. Talking about Zoimim who testified falsely by money, so he's hurting his friend. But as someone who's a mumma who just eats strafe, loy. So in other words, we have a discussion over here. Do we say that we take from one to another? Does the person who's Ral Shamayim, if a person is only bad for Shamayim, does you say that he's going to be also testify falsely or not? Says the Gemara, Gemara says, here's the second thing, someone who eats treifus, does it become if someone is eating treifas like the avoid, sorry, so he's a apostle or not? Rabbi says it's apostle. So we saw it's a steal, we found a brace against it. So come on, here Rabbi Yossi. The shit is Rabbi Yossi. And he goes like a mayor. Even you want to say it's a machlok, Rabbi Yossi or mayor. But when you have a Rabbi Yossi or mayor, what do you pass like? You pass like a mayor. Shani also the sosol and tanuk mayor. We found a stomach. Usually pass like a Rabbi Yossi. But here you have a stomach like a mayor. Where do we find the stomach like a mayor? This person in Bar Chamo killed a person. Go check it out. If you for sure killed, they will blind his eyes. Rashi says, first part of Rashi is, you're literally going to take out his eyes. The bottle is basic. You can't kill him. They're going to blind him, yeah. You can't kill him, but you do something else. The Yeshayimim Yitluma Moinu Yidula Yorshim doesn't mean actually blind and take his money, right? The Yeshayimim Shamto. Put him in Chayrim. Verishanika. So he says, it's after we don't have Sanhedrin, we can't kill him. But the Shaila was if Bachama kills somebody or not. Also, Trey Saad, the Asidu B'Devad Kotel. So came to aid him and said he killed. Also, the UI said to Saad, the Asidu B'Bechad Ne'anach. Right, so he brings two Eidim, and they come and testify against one of these Eidim. Once I saw him stealing a kav of chushlo of peeled barley. The other one says I saw him stealing kava de brutayo. What's kava de brutayo? It's a handle of a spear. So. What do you see? The comes Barcham and says, you brought two Eidim that I killed somebody. One of these Eidim is possible. He's a thief. So why do you think that helps? The what? Rameir says, because the Chashut of Mami and the Chashut is testify falsely. Rameir B'Rabbi said, look at Rabbi Yossi. The Rabbi Yossi Omar was who's on the din Mami is Chashut din Nefashos. So he wanted to come and bring this as a riot. He says, we all the Rabbi Yossi. Now, probably the fact that they're thieves doesn't make them disqualify for testimony of death.
Testimony's still good then.
Yeah. So the Gemara, in the middle of the discussion, the Gemara says, that's why we don't have a stolen lakamir. How can stolen lakamir? But here we have a stolen lakamir. Mimai, where do we find stolen lakamir? If you could be a judge for the fashas, you could be a judge for mominus. Mani, who's this? He gets Zaymim the moment the kosher din fashas opposed to din mominus. What do you mean? And then Zaymim, he cannot do anything with money because you found him that he's falsely testifying about money, but he's still okay for the fashas. So why do you say a rule that anybody who's kosher for the fashas is kosher mominus? He's not. Elalav a mayor. Elalav a mayor. What do you see? That's what it is. So what do you see? If you hold that it is Rameir, so you see from here, stomach like a mayor. So who said? Let me talk about here. They're saying not that he's possible for money. He's psula yuchsin. He says he's a slave. That's why we say call the road in the fashes the road in the if he's miyuchas and he could be a dayan for Sanhedrin to kill. He can be a dayan for dinim mominus. That's what it means. But the gabi other things, maybe not. We don't say that. Say for the ktani. Yes, sure, you'll do dinim mominus. Fan you'll do dinim fashes. Some people could do mominus, but on the fashes, am I in the royal? What will be the case? The idzun dinim fashes. You want to say based on what you said, he became a apostle for dinim fashes because he lied. Royal do dinim mominus. He can do dinim mominus. We learned if someone is possible for the fashes, he's for sure possible for everything else. Because that's rather Shabbai rather Bias. Hello, B'sul Yuchsim Kai. Hello, I talk about B'sul Yuchsim. Chanai B'sul Yuchsim Kai. Meaning, it's specifically a Yuchsim problem. Person who's Miyuchos, it can be the Nefashis, it can for sure be the Mominus. Some people are not Miyuchos enough, they can be the Mominus, not the Nefashis. They don't have the Yuchos. So where's this stubborn like a man? That's not a good story. Let's talk about a different case. It says, here's the following. This is our Mishnah. That's the reason we brought it over here. What is the psulim? People hold the gamble. They give ribis. He said either is the race of the yoinim, or it is the aura that he attracts the yoinim. The bizu shvis. Now the avodim we didn't have our Mishnah. We have the Yusuf in the Bryce. The Toysa says not to mention avodim because we only speak of sul derabon. Zaklal kol edu shenei shuk sherulo. Any edus that a woman is not kosher, a feminine sherulo, so they're not kosher either. Man, who's that? Ilim Rabbi Yossi veike edus b'din nefoshes shenei shuk sherulo ve'im sherulo. What do you mean? They're not kosher for dinim ominous. They're thieves. They're gamblers. That's dinim ominous. But dinim nefoshes, it's still more chomer. They should be okay. So you're saying they're exactly like a woman. It's not exactly like a woman. Women cannot testify. That's the din deraisa. Women can testify, but they can testify dinim nefoshes. Ela mayor. So what do you see? You see like a mayor. So this is the story like a mayor. We wanted to find a mayor. Where do we find that someone who is possible for mominous is going to be possible for nefoshes? Possible for something kal is going to be possible for something chum. Our Mishnah. Because we said, it's our Mishnah, it's really the Brisa that's echoing our Mishnah. The what? We said if someone became possible for mominous, he's possible for nefoshes. What do you say that? We said it's exactly like a woman.
It's what?
Like a woman. A woman is possible for everything. They're also possible for everything. Why? Only for a woman is the puzzle, not for the nefoshes. See over here, there's Rameir. Once you get puzzle, you can puzzle the whole thing.
It's not shy to say it's a kalbachayim.
No, there's nothing to do with kalbachayim. The question is a machlek is Rameir Rabbi Yossi. Someone is possible for the woman, is he possible for the nefoshes or not? Rabbi Yossi says no. Mominous is much more calm, lenient. He's possible for that. He lied about mominous. He's not going to lie about killing somebody. Rameir says once you're possible, you're possible. So what's the going to talk about? Going back to the story. Bar Chamo killed a person. 2 Eidim came and said he killed a person. So came 2 Eidim and said, he brought 2 Eidim and said that he's the thief.
The first set of Eidim are thieves.
One of them is a thief. So if he's a thief, he can't testify on him that he's a murderer. So one second. But even if you testify that you're a thief, but that's only a moment, it's not a fascist. So I answered Rapapi, yeah, but we have a stolen like a mayor. And once you're a thief, you're apostle, so you can accept their edus for their barcham as a murderer. So says the Gemara, Kam barchamo v'nashki akari. So Chamo was so happy with this halacha that Rapapi brought, he kissed Rapapi on his feet. The kabli the karga the kulashon, and he paid his taxes for the whole year because he was so happy that he saved him.
You paid these taxes.
Barchama paid the taxes of Rapapi. Okay, look the Mishnah. Elohim Akravim. Who are the relatives that cannot be Eidim? Says the Mishnah, Ochiv is brother. V'Ochi Aviv is uncle from the father's side, paternal uncle. V'Ochi Imoy, maternal uncle. Uba Lachoisoi, the husband of his sister, which is his brother-in-law. Uba Lachois Aviv, his uncle through marriage. Uba Lachois Simo, similar thing. Uba Limoy, his stepfather. V'chomiv, his shver, his father-in-law. V'gisoi, what's a gis? It's a brother-in-law when they married 2 sisters. Ham, their apostle. Ubneim, their sons. V'chataneim, the son-in-laws. All this list. V'chorgoi levate. What's a chorgoi? Chorgoi is the stepson, son of his wife. Only his apostle and not the entire family. You don't say the son, and everybody else. Now, we have here important Rashi. We'll see a few lines in the Rashi. Rashi says, Levadoi v'loi b'noi v'chasonoi. V'kashilach. Kivan detana ba'alim aposoloi. It says that the husband of the mother is apostle. So you mainly at the hunai apostle of Ba'imai. It goes both ways. If the stepfather is apostle to him, so he's apostle to the stepfather. We said stepfather, we said stepson. I have to say both. So why do we mention it, says Rashi? So it says Rashi, many of the cases that we know, we can infer from the Mishnah, is mentioned. Kegoy. Here's an example. Ochi posuli vaniloi. Brothers, both cases. Hainami ochi. Ubunoi, the son of the brother, posuli vaniloi. Tani ochi ovi. Right? It says the brother of the father. Right? It says both. In other words, it says the brother, and it says my brother's pasul. It says anybody who's pasul, his son is pasul too. So the Mishnah already mentions the nephew. Then it says the brother of the father, which means the uncle. Why have to mention both? If the nephew's pasul, so the uncle's pasul. Why need both? So you see from here, the Mishnah is mentioning many repetitions, many both sides. I mentioned the nephew, I mentioned the uncle. And he goes on to say a few more examples, Rashi. In other words, not such a problem. The Mishnah mentions both. There's a few exceptions that we don't mention. We're not going to go down into the whole cheshbon. But you should know the Mishnah mentions both cases. That's the Rabbi Akiva says. Our Mishnah Rishonah said, Doidoi is uncle, Uben Doidoi is cousin. The Kala Royal Yosh, anybody who is able to inherit it, meaning only from the father's side. Who's going to be, you can inherit it, it can be bequeathed to them. But whatever's for the mother's side, not. The Korav voice to show only someone who's carved that moment. A Korav in Israchek, it was a Korav, and then he stopped being a relative. Hare is a kosher. And we'll get more into the Gemara in the next half to understand exactly the Machlekes. He has a daughter, and the daughter died, she has children. Hareze Korav, meaning who's the Korav? His son-in-law is the Korav, even though they're not related anymore. But he's the father of his grandchildren. Ha'oyev v'asoyne, a lover and a hater. Oyev zesh shvinoi, someone who's going to come to his wedding and make him happy. Soyne kol shaloi diber min shlosh yomim be'ei. For 3 days didn't speak to him, he's a soyne. He cannot testify. Why can he testify? Because you're chosheh that maybe he's going to lie. Obviously, are not going to go and testify a false testimony for someone he loves or someone he hates. More about that in the Gemara. So, how do we know that the idea of Krevim? It says the fathers will not die for sons. What is the Torah telling me? That the fathers will not die for the sins of the sons. The sons will not die for the sins of the fathers. It says the pasuk, everybody's going to die for his own sin. Fathers will not die with the testimony of the kids. They won't die for the testimony. I can't rely on testimony of relatives. So the Gemara, but tell me that you just added an assumption. The kids don't die for the sins of the father. It says clearly in the pasuk, the Kodesh Baruch Hu will punish the sons for the sin of the father. That's when they are holding on to the averis of their father. They will be punished for the avoinus of their father. That's when they're still holding on to the averis of the father. When they're still holding on to it and keeping to do the averis. It says that everybody dies for his own avera. It's only when they continue on to doing the averis that's when it happens. Says the
doesn't count.
Not for someone who does avera, the father does, right? So everybody's responsible for others. So the Gemara also there is when you're able to do micha. Someone sees his friend doing something wrong, he doesn't tell him anything, so he gets punished for it. But if he did the micha, he doesn't get punished for it. So the Gemara says like this: anybody dies for his own sins only. If he kept the sins of his father, he gets punished for his father too. If he was able to do a micha, he didn't do a micha, he gets punished for the other person too. And if not, you don't get punished for the previous generations. And the Gemara goes on and says, what do we learn from this pasuk? Testimony. And the Gemara is going to continue on the next daf. How do we know all the craving that they can't testify on each other? We'll have a little bit of a Yavama situation with relatives as we get to the next daf. Call to Rabbi says, see you tomorrow, 8:15.